If you look at modern homes today, you might notice that the cold and boring minimalist look is finally fading away. People are bringing warmth and personality back into the heart of the home by looking to the past for inspiration. Today, we are going to explore 7 retro 1980s kitchen trends making a comeback. The first trend making a return is natural wood cabinetry. The 1980s marked a major shift toward natural wood kitchens. This moved us away from artificial materials and celebrated the beauty of real wood grain. If you grew up in that era, you probably remember the sturdy oak, maple, and ash cabinets. Those warm tones made the kitchen feel like a truly welcoming place to gather for family dinners. Later decades pushed us toward painted cabinetry and stark, all-white modern kitchens that look like science labs. But homeowners today are realizing what they missed. The natural wood look is returning in a big way, though today's version feels a bit lighter and more refined. Modern designers are choosing woods like white oak, natural maple, and walnut. They use matte finishes and streamlined cabinet doors that let the rich texture of the wood shine through. By pairing these natural wood cabinets with creamy countertops, soft white walls, and understated hardware, people are creating spaces that feel warm, organic, and effortlessly timeless. It is a beautiful combination that feels completely current while quietly nodding to the wonderful decade that first embraced natural wood in such a big and memorable way. The second trend we are seeing again is decorative tile backsplashes. Long before oversized quartz slabs became the standard, ceramic tile played a starring role in 1980s kitchens across America. Back in the day, tile countertops and backsplashes introduced incredible texture, vibrant color, and a handcrafted character. This gave every home a unique personality. You might recall kitchens featuring earthy neutral tones or subtle geometric patterns. These perfectly matched the harvest gold or almond appliances of the era. Full tile countertops are not as common today because nobody really misses scrubbing all that grout. However, decorative tile is making a huge and exciting comeback on backsplashes, coffee bars, and kitchen islands. Today, handmade ceramic tiles, vintage-inspired patterns, and beautiful glazed finishes add a level of depth and charm. Plain white walls simply cannot match this look. Homeowners are realizing that a kitchen needs a little bit of soul, and these colorful, textured tiles provide exactly that. You can embrace this retro trend without committing to an entire tiled countertop. Adding a statement backsplash behind the stove or the sink delivers plenty of visual impact. It is a fantastic way to bring a touch of that classic, lived-in charm back into our modern daily lives. Our third returning trend is warm brass hardware. Brass fixtures were practically everywhere in the 1980s. They shined brightly on everything from cabinet pulls and drawer handles to sink faucets and overhead lighting. For a long time, the shiny brass of that decade fell out of fashion. It was replaced by cold stainless steel, brushed nickel, and eventually stark matte black hardware. However, warm metals are officially back. Today's brushed and satin brass finishes have quickly become one of the most sought-after kitchen upgrades. These warm, golden tones naturally complement the returning wood cabinetry, marble countertops, and earthy color palettes. This is quickly replacing the cool grays of the last few years. Even better, modern design rules now encourage mixing different metal finishes. A beautiful brass faucet can comfortably live alongside stainless steel appliances without feeling outdated or mismatched. One of the easiest ways to give any kitchen a fresh but nostalgic look is simply replacing dated hardware with these lovely, warm brass pieces. It is a relatively small and inexpensive change that delivers a surprisingly big transformation. This instantly reminds us of the cozy, golden-hued kitchens we loved spending time in during our younger years. Number 4 on our list is glass front cabinets and display storage. The 1980s was a time that celebrated displaying beautiful dishware instead of hiding everything behind solid, heavy cabinet doors. Glass front cabinets, open wooden hutches, and classic plate racks gave our kitchens a wonderfully collected, lived-in feeling. They proudly showcased everyday family essentials and cherished heirlooms. Think back to your grandmother's kitchen. You could always see the good china, the colorful coffee mugs, or the neatly stacked mixing bowls right through the glass panes. Recent minimalist trends tried to force us to tuck everything out of sight in perfectly organized, hidden drawers. Now people are finally craving that visual warmth again. Today's interpretation of this classic trend is perhaps a bit more curated, but it is just as welcoming and charming. Arranging white dishes, vintage glassware, woven baskets, and ceramic serving bowls behind glass doors creates beautiful displays. These personal touches feel intentional rather than cluttered. Adding glass inserts to just 1 or 2 upper cabinets is proving to be an incredibly easy way to brighten up a kitchen. It creates the illusion of much more space, bringing back that friendly, open atmosphere we all remember so fondly. The 5th trend making a comeback is wallpaper that adds personality. Wallpaper was an absolutely defining feature of many 1980s kitchens. It often featured cheerful florals, country-inspired prints, or subtle geometric designs that brought the room to life. You probably remember homes that were adorned with a signature wallpaper border running along the top of the room. This was often paired with kitschy decorations and framed cross-stitch prints. For a long time, wallpaper was considered a thing of the past. Everyone was rushing to paint their walls in plain, safe, neutral colors. But just like many great things from our past, wallpaper is making a triumphant return to the kitchen space. Today's patterns might be a little more sophisticated than the bold country borders of the 80s. Still, the core idea remains exactly the same. The goal is to add warmth and personality to spaces that might otherwise feel completely plain and uninviting. Instead of wallpapering every single wall, modern homeowners are using it strategically. They highlight breakfast nooks, line pantry walls, or decorate cozy coffee stations. Modern peel and stick options make it easier than ever to experiment without making a permanent change. A thoughtfully chosen wallpaper can instantly transform a quiet corner into one of the most charming spots in the house. Coming in at number 6 are built-in breakfast nooks. During the 1980s, the kitchen was not just a sterile workspace. It was the beating heart of the home, where families actually gathered. It was the place for doing homework after school, enjoying lazy weekend pancakes, and having long conversations over a cup of coffee. Built-in breakfast nooks became a highly practical and beloved way to make kitchens feel more inviting while maximizing seating in a tight space. That exact same cozy, family-focused feeling is driving today's surge in the popularity of banquette seating and built-in dining areas. People are tired of sitting at oversized, cold kitchen islands on uncomfortable bar stools. They want that intimate, diner-style seating back in their homes. Today, upholstered benches, soft cushions, and a simple pedestal table are being used to create a wonderful cafe-like atmosphere. This setup is perfect for everyday family meals. By adding layered lighting, textured pillows, and a few personal touches, these built-in nooks make the modern kitchen feel incredibly welcoming. This completely recaptures the magic of those simpler times when the whole family would squeeze into the booth together to share a meal. The 7th and final trend is the use of indoor plants and natural decor. If you looked around almost any kitchen in the 1980s, chances are very high that you would spot some greenery. You might see a sprawling spider plant hanging near the window in a macrame planter, or a row of fresh herbs growing happily on the windowsill. Bringing greenery indoors was a huge trend that helped soften all the heavy wood, bright tile, and bulky cabinetry. This simple touch made our kitchens feel vibrant and alive. After years of kitchens looking like sterile showrooms, today's organic design movement is fully embracing that same nostalgic philosophy. People are once again filling their culinary spaces with fresh herbs, trailing pothos, climbing ivy, small olive trees, and various potted plants. This brings color, texture, and life back into the room. This natural decor significantly improves the overall atmosphere, making the space feel less like a factory and more like a real home. When you pair this lush greenery with woven baskets, wooden cutting boards, linen towels, and handcrafted ceramic pottery, you create a space that feels collected and naturally beautiful. It is the perfect finishing touch that proves the welcoming, nature-loving spirit of the 1980s kitchen is truly back to stay. Which of these classic kitchen design trends from the 80s is your absolute favorite? Be sure to let us know your answer down in the comments and subscribe to American Rewind for more trips down memory lane.